Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. My name is Ronnie. For those of you who are new to this channel, I talk about personal finance, how my wife and I talk about dealing anything got to do with money, investing, as well as creating side income, side hustle, achieving financial freedom in a sense. In this video today, I'm going to talk about how to deal with money problem when you're in a relationship. Now, I guess not a lot of people actually talk about it. I sure didn't talk about it with my wife when we were actually in financial stress. Because as a man, you tend to be trying to have all of the answers. If you're a breadwinner in the family, I'm sure you're putting a lot of weight on yourself, and I felt the same way. That's how I feel anyway. So when we had our first child, my wife didn't work, and the maternity leave finishes because she was pregnant with our second child. And having that, my thought process was, okay, so I'm the only one that is working now. How can I sustain this? It might not be related to you guys right now, but that's what it came through in my life about four years ago. We had a lot of negatively gearing property that is actually costing us money, property that is every week it's costing us a couple of $100 a week. Let's say, picture this: if you have, let's say, a property that is negatively gearing, if you don't know, that is costing you money every week, and let's say if it's $100, one property, $100 negatively gearing, negative cash flow. So what it means is every week, after taking out all of the rent, the mortgage repayment, and everything else, the administration, the real estate agent fees, water bill, council rate, and all this jazz, you're still out of pocket $100 a week. Now, that actually happened quite a lot here in Australia, and when we're both working, we didn't look at it like that. We didn't look at, it's only $100 a week, big whoop. It's not a big deal because we're bound to spend that $100 maybe going out anyway. We're in the mentality of, well, instead of us spending money on going out, might as well put it on our property because it's good for the long term, apparently. And that was the dream that I got sold into. It's great if I have dual income, so that means my wife put down $50 and I'm only putting down $50. Again, that's $10, $10 less than $10 a day. Now, that doesn't sound much. A meal these days costs more than $10 when you're going outside. So I got really stressful when she stopped working, and we had five properties or something. So 5 properties. Now, if you're earning, on the high income bracket, then $500, not a big deal. If 5 properties, one property minus $100 each, so 5 properties minus $500 a week. Now, on the other hand, what if you're earning just medium or low income? My life changed, went from high income into, like, let's say if you're earning $1,000 a week and $500 of that $1,000 goes to your mortgage repayment, goes to the property, and then you have to provide a living for yourself as well as your kids need, like diapers and all that stuff. You kind of need all of those. And So it gets really stressful, and you try to work harder, but there's only so many days, so many hours in a day that you can work for. So that doesn't work. So what do? You become financially stressed. You become exhausted because you're working so hard, long hours. You never see your children, and then you're always wondering, why am I here? What am I working for? I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this in any way possible. What is the point? So one night, I decided to take action, and I'm glad that I actually did that. I'm glad that I actually take the action and figure out how much are we really drowning. How much is this property thing supposed to be creating wealth for us? But it doesn't feel like that. So one day I decided to sit down and write down every single expenses regarding that property. Luckily, on the other hand, I actually hold all of the expenses on the property, including the mortgage. So I went down every single statement and every single transaction that's got to do on one property, and then I do another one, and then another one, and then as a general point of view, the whole entire portfolio, I need to know how much is it that this property costing me. Works out roughly about that much. And if you're earning $1,500, and you're a third of that income goes towards the property, that's not a good feeling. So how do I go about talking about when it comes to money problem in a sense when you're in a relationship? I actually just sat down with her and sat down quietly and just talked to her about it. This is what is happening to our life. This is the reason why I don't see any of the children. This is the reason why I work I work long hours, long days, nearly 6.5 days a week, multiple jobs, and it doesn't work. So it's something gotta give. There's bound to be a solution in here. So if you're in the same shoes, I've been there. If you're in that, mortgage stress, and how do I go about talking money? Money problem in a sense. Speak to your spouse. There's no if about it. I mean, if they have a spending habit, luckily enough, my wife doesn't have a spending habit, which is good. Work it out. Find out every single ins and out of your, personal finance. How much do you spend on X, Y, Z? Like, if it's not the necessity, is it a want or is it a need? Every time we spend something, we always have to think of that now. Now that happened about 4 to 5 years ago. Till these days, I still use the same rule. The same rule applied. Because I know what it feels like to have that stress. I know what it feels like to become a mortgage stress. And I didn't want it to have that happen again. So I created a list of, this is a want or this is a need. This is a want or is it a need? So every time I want to purchase something, I always have to go through those stages in my brain. Is it a want or a need? And even with the children, with their stuff, is it a want or is it a need? Having conversation with your wife or with your spouses regularly until you achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. So my wife and I talk about money consistently, or about our finance anyway, like as if it was a conversation on the dinner table. We talk about our property business. How is that working? Is that going up or is it going down? And we talk about our side hustle, creating money from eBay consistently, and how will you be able to grow. So yeah, I guess communication is the key in a sense, and after finding out where you at lack of, or where you are hurting the most, then make action to do something about it. I took an action, and if you don't take an action, it's just going to deteriorate your relationship. So I didn't want that, and so I took action. I'm kind of glad that I took action. I was able to achieve, I guess, a property that was negatively gearing, costing me money, into property that is actually making me money. So from then on, I looked at a property a totally different way. Property should put money in your pocket every week instead of the other way around, especially investment property. To create, I guess, a passive income on property, that's how I go about it. From the day that you purchase them, it has to make money. Don't wait until, future growth and all that jazz. I'd rather have money now, cash flow now, instead of cash flow tomorrow. Anyway, that's just my thing, my 2 cents, I guess. Hopefully you guys enjoy this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.